Have you ever experienced something or someone so out of the ordinary that it makes you question your reality or if you're even on planet Earth? Yeah, same. Today on rLounge, we hear of some serious space cadets. Up first, can people buy their way out of anything? How to ruin your life. So about 10 months ago, a guy goes down outside a strip mall store, has a medical alert, bracelet on about a heart condition. Paramedics get called, which arrive quickly. Thanks, first responders. They showed up in a 4-door pickup with bed shell, all fire engine red, flashing lights and sirens, fire department and paramedics all over the truck. They jump out and start hooking this guy up to blood pressure cuff, sticking the heart monitor pads on him, etc. Karen rolls up behind the paramedics truck and starts screaming the truck cut her off at the intersection with lights and sirens. Then she demands the paramedic look at her as she melts down while he is starting CPR on the victim. The paramedic is ignoring her entirely, but has to get something from the truck. She blocks his way and gets moved aside as he goes to the truck. This is where Karen pulls out pepper spray, hoses the standing paramedic directly in the face. But she's not done. She sprays the second paramedic on the ground, and just short of the trifecta, hoses down the heart attack victim, screaming he is too young to have a heart attack. I took it as my cue to remove her pepper spray and hold on to her, with others, until the police arrived. Still others are trying to help with CPR while some try to wash out the eyes of the paramedics. Police arrive, Karen goes immediately into handcuffs, and then attempts to bite, kick police, which results in getting hogtied and her shirt pulled over her face, at which time she starts screaming, "Rape!" And the kicker, when the police arrest her, she starts with, "Do you know who I am?" Results are 2 counts of aggravated assault with weapon on paramedics, 2 counts of assault on police, 1 account of aggravated assault with weapon on the heart attack victim, which survived, resisting arrest with violence. She also is being sued by the heart attack victim for $10 million, which she apparently has. Her criminal trial is coming up. I bought a new suit for it, and my old butt will be there with bells on. Since the entire event is on video from 2 cameras, and who knows how many cell phones, it will be interesting to see what her high-powered legal team is going to cook up, but ultimately, I hope she will be convicted. Facing a possible 65 years, but practically will only get about 10 maximum, if any prison time. As a side note, her husband is a bank vice president and refused to make her bail. Took her 13 days to get her family to bail her out. I'll try to update when the trial happens. The only update I have is from the firefighter EMT. She apparently made a large donation to the fire department, did rehab and got off after successfully completing rehab, some kind of trial diversion program. The poster that said she would blame it on a drug alcohol cocktail was seemingly correct. Is that common? I never heard of that before. But then again, I don't know how many people do crap like this. Let's see what the community has to say. Big Nuggeteer says, 2 days ago, tisk tisk, if she was on some sort of on-drug alcohol cocktail, then shouldn't, aside from multiple assault charges, she also be tried for driving while intoxicated and reckless endangerment? 217 East Broadway Apartment 4E says, I don't know if they have any chance of making charges stick if they don't have toxicology reports from the event. Her lawyer could say, even though she felt impaired, you can't prove she was impaired, or whatever. So yes, in a legal or sane world, that would make sense. But here we are. Budgie Bear wants to say, if a poor person tried to excuse their behavior by saying they have a substance abuse problem, I very much doubt they would be given the same treatment by the justice system. The scariest thing about this is that people like her exist and are doing things like this every day. And because of their behavior, some people end up not getting the care they need and dying. And then they get away with it because of who they are or who they know. The privilege disgusts me. Have you had an encounter like this? Let us know below. Next up, do people have their kids doing the dirty work nowadays? Entitled mother tried to steal my tablet, so I went from 0 to 100 to make her back off. First time poster here, and I'm still in awe about the audacity of some people. I've read about entitled people, but outside of my school, I have never been in contact with any of them long enough to deal with them. That was until recently. Also, forgive me for any grammatical errors as I am writing on my tablet. I, 33 male, am an ELA teacher based in China for the last 3.5 years. First, a little bit of information before I get into the story. There's a bit of a pay gap between foreign and Chinese teachers. It's also a well-known fact, but only the most common opportunistic ones like to capitalize on it from time to time, if you're not careful. It can be anything from charging more at stands to, on the rarest of rare occasions, guilting them into complying. Trust me, it has happened, and those select few are not apologetic about it. Now on to the story. It was Chinese New Year's, and I was on the train to Chongqing to visit a friend. I don't like flying, and I really like trains. I had my Samsung Tab S8 Plus and was watching Final Fantasy VII Advent Children with my Bluetooth. Suddenly, I felt something nudging against me. I looked to see a kid, maybe in elementary, trying to look at the movie. So, I turned off my Bluetooth and turned the tablet on to him so he can watch. Sounds weird, but being a teacher here, you get used to it. Anyway, he was really immersed, and though I couldn't understand him, I could tell that he was enjoying it a lot. He was trying to talk to me, but his English wasn't so good, and my Chinese was worse, so he opted for, "I like this. So cool. Me too." And things like that. Very basic English. He was a sweet kid, and he got to watch the whole thing before our stop. He even said, "Chongqing," and I said, "Me too." He waved goodbye and ran back to his mom, and I began to pack my things so I get off. Then, it happened. A woman approached me with the kid and, in perfect English, demanded my tablet. She literally says, "Give me your tablet." I thought I was in Twilight Zone and wanted to ensure I heard her correctly. "Excuse me?" "Give me your tablet. I wanted my son to have it." I refused, a simple no, and she said those magic words that I'd begun hating to hear. "But you're a foreigner. You can just buy another one." Now, a couple of things. One, I don't know if the kid really wanted my tablet or not, and, frankly, I didn't care. Two, I come up from a family that has taught me to never let anyone make you feel less than others. If someone tries to take my dignity, it's not going to end well for that person. And no, I don't actually have to fight to get my point across. Fair warning, I'm paraphrasing the confrontation because it lasted a lot longer than I cared for. I said, "No, I can't. I had to save to buy this. You can do the same." "No, you can give me yours and stop being selfish." Again, I countered, "Or you can stop being an entitled witch and buy your own." It was my first time seeing a shocked Pikachu face, and to rub salt in the wound, I added, "Shoo shoo." She did go away, only to come back with the police. That I should have seen coming, but I didn't because I was focused on getting off the train. Luckily for me, he also spoke English with great fluency. He was also really polite and obviously not in the mood for any of it. "Sir, this woman says you stole her tablet." I saw the woman behind him with a triumphant smirk while speaking Chinese. I let out a sigh. I had already wasted enough time on this nonsense, so I did what I always did when I wanted to get my point across in the quickest way possible. I turned cold. In fact, my students refer to it as me turning into Bing Aoshi, ice teacher. I looked at the police officer and said, "I'll make a deal with you. I'm going to use my fingerprint to unlock this tablet. If it doesn't work, she can have it. If it does work, I get to bash her face in." That woman's Pikachu face came back so fast that the officer even had a shocked look. He asked me if I was serious, and I said, "Definitely." I guess the woman saw my face and tries to backpedal, but I wasn't going to let her go until I made my point. When she tried to leave, I said, "Where are you going? I thought you said this was yours." The woman looked to the police for help, but, as I said, he was not in the mood and just spoke as she was. She said something in Chinese to the man, only for the man to give a short reply. I guess he wasn't going to entertain this and make sure I didn't hit her. "How dare you? You had the nerve to try to take something that's mine because I'm a foreigner. You're disgusting. You should be ashamed of yourself." The woman had a mixture of fear, shock, and anger on her face when I finally asked, "Is this your tablet?" When the woman said no, I leaned my head in towards her and barked. "What was that?" She finally said that the tablet was mine before taking her kid and leaving. The kid did wave goodbye to me despite his mother's objections, and I smiled and waved back. The officer asked me if I was serious about hurting her and told him the truth. I wouldn't have hit a woman over an object. He laughed and wished me a happy Chinese New Year. I told my friend about this, and we had a good laugh about it. Let's see if the community has the same reaction. Aquavinatus says, "Why do I get the feeling the woman's son is used to his mother's behavior?" Original Hatfish chimes in, "Either way, I'm glad that the son is not emulating it." Can't believe this is true, has this thought. I totally get this. The culture is so very different. I know many from there, and they can get in your face in a split second when they won something. Since her English was so good, she probably lived in a country where English is spoken at some point in her life. That's also why she would expect you to have more disposable income. Good thing you had your fingerprint to unlock it. That's more proof than simply knowing a passcode. And if you had been using a passcode and she saw, she could have stolen your tablet. Crazy experience, but thanks for sharing. The OP replies, "It's something I tell my family when they buy electronics. Use fingerprints, not passwords." Wow, what the heck? You try to do your good deed for the day and end up getting crapped on. I don't want to say that you can't trust people nowadays, but dang, people are making it really hard to trust anyone. It's like nobody really has pure intentions. It makes me wonder if this kid was in on it, like an accomplice. What do you make of this? Did OP take it too far? Next up, Disney is like crack for kids. Entitled mom at the swimming pool tries to steal my water bottle. Okay, so first time posting. This happened recently and a friend said I should post this. Little background, so I go swimming once a week with my best friend. And we like to go into the sauna and the steam room as well as swimming. Since the sauna is so hot, I always take in a bottle of water. I use the same metal water bottle as it keeps the water really chilled. The water bottle is blue and has a picture on it of my favorite Disney character. I love this water bottle to bits, and ever since I got it a year ago, I take it everywhere with me, including work. Well, a few weeks ago, my friend and I were at the pool and had just come out of the sauna. I put the water bottle down on the ledge of the pool and jumped in to cool off. My friend and I were doing laps, and as I'm at the bottom of the pool, swimming back up, I see this kid grab my water bottle and make a run for it to the other side of the pool. I shout out, "Hey, that's mine," and see the kid run faster. I can see they are headed for the exit, so I swim to the side of the pool and jump out to cut them off. I get out and tell the woman, "Excuse me, your kid has my water bottle." She makes this scoffing sound and tries to walk around me, but I block her and say, "Excuse me, your kid has my water bottle," again. She turns to the kid and says it's a kid's water bottle and it's meant for kids, so grow up and get out of her way. At this point, I know I'm dealing with one of those mums, so I tell the kid to hand it over. She clutches the thing for dear life and whines to her mom it's hers and she wants it. The mom tells me her kid wants it and it's for kids, so that's that, and to move. I tell her I will knock her butt into the pool and take it if she doesn't hand it over. The mom then starts screaming that I'm threatening her and trying to steal from her kid. My friend is in the pool laughing her butt off. At this point, the lifeguard and another staff member come over and demand to know what's going on. The entitled mom tells them I'm trying to steal their kid's water bottle. I tell the staff member it's mine and I brought it with me. The guy says it's not a problem and they can check the security camera and see who came in with it. The lifeguard, however, has seen us a few times. He and my mate always have a laugh. He tells the other guy it's mine and I'm a regular. I come in with it all the time. Entitled mom starts huffing that it's a kid's water bottle, though, and they are leaving. The staff member tells her to hand it over to me now or they will call the police and have them both banned for life. She grabs a water bottle from her kid and literally chucks it into the pool, almost hitting someone with it, and screams, "Go fetch," before grabbing her kid and pulling the screaming kid out of there. The lifeguard starts to laugh, and my friend, who is also laughing, just points to where it sank and laughs, "Yeah, go fetch." Not gonna lie, it took me 2 tries to dive down and get it. Let's see what the community thinks. Bubbly Bath with Beer says, "Which Disney character? I don't get this woman. Why does it bother her if an adult person still enjoys cartoons and fairy tales and supposedly childish things? It's not like she couldn't go to a store and buy another Disney-themed water bottle for her child. There are plenty of them, and we don't take anything away from children by enjoying stuff that is made for them." The OP replies, "It's a Stitch one. I love Stitch and have a couple of water bottles and tops and such with him on it. She could have bought her kid her own one, I guess. She just thought it was easier to try to steal mine and try to shame me for it. But I ain't ashamed at all. Stitch is awesome." Where do people literally come from? "Well, my kid wants it." Yeah, and I want $1 million, but I'm not going to get it just like that, am I? And then to chuck it in the pool? Really? I feel like people don't actually grow up. I think we hit a certain age and then revert back to being children. Okay, maybe not everyone, but it sure does seem like the majority of the population lacks some serious brain cells and maybe huffed a few too many aerosols in their day. Thoughts? Thank you for joining us today on rLounge. Before you go, be sure to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. If you have something you want to say regarding today's content, share that with us in the comments below.